Welcome to Simply Stampin' for You November card class. This is our second card where we are showcasing the Snow Swirled stamp set, but we are going to be making a holiday wreath with it, which is a nice way to show you that you can do more with your stamp sets than just use them as is. So the first thing I want to do is fold my old olive cardstock in half. I really love this color. And this paired with the real red for the holidays is gorgeous. Okay, and right away I think I'm just going to go ahead and attach my real red cardstock, which is cut just slightly shorter or smaller than my old olive cardstock is, just so that it'll leave that border around the edge. Okay, now on the Whisper White cardstock, I want to focus on my main image. And this is a really fast and easy card and would be a really nice card to mass produce if you are making a lot of them. Like I said, we are using the Snow Swirled stamp set, which is in the main catalog. And what we're going to be doing is using the two smaller snowflakes from that set. And we're going to be using it to make it look like a wreath instead of as snowflakes. So I'm going to take the larger of the two snowflakes and I'm going to ink that up in old olive ink, and I'm going to have to do that several times. And what I want to do is I want to sort of line up my card. I don't necessarily want it to start at the top, but I kind of want to line it up in the middle so that I sort of have some guide points. And I'm going to do the same below that. And also on the two sides. That way I kind of know the direction of my wreath. And you can see I'm starting to sort of make that circle. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of start to overlap a little bit so that you start to have that feeling of a wreath starting. Okay, so you can see that it made a circle there. Then what I'm going to do is use my smaller snowflake stamp, and I'm going to be stamping that in real red. And this is actually going to take the place of maybe some holly berries or some red that might take place in your card. And I'm just going to stamp just a couple of places. On my wreath, just for some color. Okay, so I'm going to leave that, and then what I want to do, since I have my real red ink out, is I'm using a sentiment from For the Holidays, which is one of the newer sentiments, and it has some really nice holiday sentiments in, and I'm going to be using Season's Greetings, which is really nice, and it's beautiful font. And I'm going to be using that on the bottom of my card. Now sometimes I like to stamp upside down so that I can sort of see where that's lining up. Make sure that it's not too far on the bottom. Whatever works for you. I've seen stampers do many different things. Whatever happens to work for you, and this happened to work for me. So I stamped Season's Greetings. And now the last thing that I have to do, actually I'm going to attach this before I do my ribbon piece, because it'll be more difficult to put adhesive on here once a piece of ribbon is on. And I'm going to attach this to my base. Okay, and then the last piece I'm going to put on there is just a little piece of ribbon that I'm going to attach at the bottom of my wreath. And I'm using the 3/4 inch polka dot ribbon, grosgrain ribbon, and it comes in red, and it's gorgeous. It's nice and thick, and it's beautiful, and it kind of just adds a little bit of an elegant touch to here. So what I'm going to do is just take my little piece of ribbon, and I'm going to tie myself a knot. And as I'm pulling that through, I sort of want to just position so that both of my polka dot sides are showing upward and not one polka dot and one solid red color. And by no means does this have to be perfect. And then I'm going to just take my scissors and cut on the diagonal on the edges. I like to do that because it keeps the ribbon from fraying. And then I'm just going to take a glue dot I'm using the thinner ones. That way I can kind of roll it up into a little ball, but there's the nice thick ones as well. And I'm just going to stick that on the back of my piece of ribbon, and that should stick down pretty nicely and hold that ribbon in place on the bottom of that wreath. And that is our Snow Swirled wreath card.